What up, y'all? Nightmare Comics 1. And it's been like a good little month, but believe it or not, I'm going to talk about a comic book today. Whoa, Nightmare Comics talking about a comic book. That's kind of funny. Um, today a lot of interesting stuff came out. Astro City 1 came out, which is pretty damn great. I didn't have really issues with it, but I had like a little slight problem with it. Maybe I'll talk about that a little bit down the road. It's not really an issue. It's just an observation. Um, let's see what else. What else? Green Lantern came out today. Green Arrow came out today. Neither one of those I've read yet, but I don't want to talk about that. What I want to talk about is Daredevil: End of Days. That's a mini by obviously published by Marvel Comics. I'll have to say that. Written by Brian Michael Bendis and David Mack, two of the best Daredevil writers ever. I mean, some people would argue. The two best. I would say you're wrong. You got to throw Frank Miller in there. But art by Klaus Janson. And funny thing about this art is that this book would have been so much better if Alex Maleev could have did the interiors. He did a couple covers, but he never did the interiors. Yo, I'm not gonna try and maybe I'm just a prisoner of the moment. Maybe I'm not gonna try and overstate this, but I feel like I just read one of the best Daredevil stories ever told. Maybe not top five. I feel like it's top 10. You know what I mean? It just had one plot hole, but with that being said, like even with that plot hole, which I guess is kind of a big plot hole, but I just think I just attribute that to the fact they finished the story without really having a chance to explain it. It wasn't like the ending was plausible, but something happened before the ending that was not really all that plausible. You know what I mean? Because we didn't really get to see how why this person reacted the way they reacted according to the ending. Okay. Here's the premise. I'm not gonna spoil a damn thing because this needs to be read. Like, if you like Daredevil, even remotely, I mean, if you like Brian Michael Bendis, you're gonna love this. I mean, you're just gonna love it because I think it's one of the best things he's ever wrote, and that's saying a lot. Even though I don't like the guy that much anymore, I feel like this is definitely one of the best things he's ever written. I mean, that's just my opinion. Um, a lot of motherfuckers gonna say I'm just living in the moment, but the end just that really shocked me. But anyway, it's something I didn't think it shouldn't have shocked me, but it's something I really didn't think about, and it made total sense at the end. But a lot of motherfuckers don't understand the ending of what I've been reading. I'm not gonna spoil it. Y'all just read, comment, and then let me know what y'all think. But real quick, the premise of the story is that Daredevil is in a fight with Bullseye in the middle of the streets of New York, and Daredevil's last he was in a fight with Bullseye. He was losing, and right before Bullseye delivers the final blow to Daredevil, Daredevil utters the word Mapone. Mapone, however you say it. Mapone. Okay, I'm assuming this is Mapone, Mapone or something like that. Um, and then Bullseye kills him, and everyone watches it, including a reporter by the name of Ben Urich. And oh, excuse me. If you don't know, he was a character in the Daredevil universe in the '70s. They introduced him. He was a reporter for the Daily Bugle. Still is a he was introduced in Daredevil, but he's like the Marvel Universe reporter. You know what I mean, he works for the Daily Bugle like Spider-Man or whatnot. You know what I mean? Spider-Man knows him really well too. He's been in a few Spider-Man stories, so on and so forth. Um, so then he sees the whole thing happen, and then the Daily Bugle tells him to he takes it upon himself to um, investigate Daredevil's death. You know what I mean? And the Daily Bugle gives him the green light to go ahead and do it. And that's pretty much the premise of the story without giving away anything. Um, the word Mapone the like that's like the mystery behind this entire story, and we don't find out what the word means until the very end of the story. And the entire story, like people reacted weirdly to the word. Uh, okay, this is a spoiler. Um, the only spoiler you get, Bullseye. Ben Urich even goes and talks to Bullseye. Well, no, he doesn't talk to Bull. He goes to talk to Bullseye, but then when he gets to Bullseye's house, Bullseye blew his brains out, and then the word Mapone is written on the wall in blood. You know what I mean? Like, so I'm thinking, what the hell does this word mean? You don't find out to the end. Things happen. Punisher's in this story, and he has a really like Hannibal Lecterish type role that in the story, and he has a he has a very interesting role in the story. You know what I mean? It makes sense especially when you see how everything ends up. Um, Ben is a real dope character in the story. Um, his son plays a big role in the story too. Not gonna ruin that either. Um, his family in general plays a big role in the story. Electra's in this story. All the people you want to see are in this story. You know what I mean? Um, Peter Parker's in this story. Uh, it's a mystery. Along with like a conspiracy type deal. Like the end, man. The end. I can't stress to you enough. The end is something I so did not see happening. You know what I mean? And aside from the one plot hole, which is I'll ruin what the plot hole is. The Bullseye thing, kind of a plot hole. Well, after the story is over, it's a plot hole. You know what I mean? And I just think they just didn't have a chance to explain it. If I had to guess, Bullseye already knew what that word meant when Daredevil said it, because he already knew, you know what I mean? Like, he already knew what that meant, and I believe that he has something to do with that. You know what I mean? Like without ruining it with that. You know what I mean? I think he knew that, that was going to come to light. You know what I mean? And I think like he knows something more about that than he said. You know what I mean? But that's just me guessing. But it's a plot hole. I'm not gonna lie, it's a plot hole. That's what keeps this from perfection. I feel like the art is great. Business dialogue works so well here. If he can do, and same thing with David Mack, they do a great job just co-writing this book. If one thing Bendis can do, that's write fucking Daredevil. You know what I mean? I can't stress this enough, man. If you like Daredevil even a little bit, check this book out. If you know what I mean, if you like Brian Michael Bendis, you're gonna love this. If you like Daredevil, you may like it. You know what I mean? You may or may not like it. You know what I mean? I love Daredevil. Hadn't been the biggest fan of Bendis' books, but I love his Daredevil. You know what I mean? And I love some of his other stuff, but I really love his Daredevil. And I love David Mack's Daredevil. So when they said they were co-writing it together, I was like, let me at least check this out. And I'm telling you, I was blown away by this. I'm seriously blown away by this. Every issue is a roller coaster ride. It does not slow down. I mean, like, period. Every issue ends on a very good cliffhanger, especially issue 7. Because when I read issue 7, I was like, oh my dear God, what's issue 8? You know what I mean? The art in here, Klaus Janson does a really good job, man. Um, it's like a real. If you ever seen his art before, it's like real sketchy. You know what I mean? Almost like sketchbook type deal. You know what I mean? It's real dope though, man. It's dope stuff. It works. It works completely with the setting. You know what I mean? I just wish Alex Maleev was the artist on this. I really wish he was, but it is what it is. Um, this is great though. This is definitely great. Everyone will love this. Love this story. I love this story. If I had to rank a top 10 Daredevil stories of all time, like my favorites, number one would be Born Again, obviously. But after that, after ranking them here and there, you know what I mean. Uh, I'm pretty sure this will be on the list somewhere. I really enjoyed this, man. Y'all definitely check this out. I may pop in and out of here every so often with little comic book reviews here and there. But yeah, man. Like this ain't the best review, man. But I'm telling you, that ending, that ending just got me. You know what I mean? Like it's not like overly emotional or anything like that. It's just the last issue was great, I think, but it's not overly emotional, you know. But the way it just makes perfect sense. You know what I mean? You think one thing, but then the last page shows you it's not what you think at all. You know what I mean? And they oh yeah, and Nick Fury is in this, and he does something very Nick Fury like. Y'all gotta read this, man. Take care. I holla.